We treat everyone the same, no matter who you are. If you're Elvis or Orphan Annie, you're a shooting star. Now we've all shed sweat and tears and planted lots of seeds for a world of harmony. That's what this country needs. I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly. I'm tried and true, that ain't no lie. Full of life and full of pride. I am the drums, you are the story. Rhythm was born in my soul. I'm a show's native son, I've been told. I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly. I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly. I'm tried and true, that ain't no lie. Full of life and full of pride. I am the drums, you are the story. Rhythm was born in my soul. I'm a show's native son, I've been told. I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly. Tried and true, that ain't no lie. Full of life and full of pride. I am the drums, you are the story. Rhythm was born in my soul. I'm a show's native son, I've been told. I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly.
Shane Rollo, I'm a Sweetwater hillbilly, right here on Music Mafia Radio. Be sure to check out musicmafiaradio.rocks and, of course, Music Mafia Radio on Facebook, and we're on the Twitter, and I think we're even on LinkedIn. I think I just found that out. But musicmafiaradio.rocks is your one-stop shop for all the links and the merch store and all that good stuff. Speaking of the merch store, get your butts over there to musicmafiaradio.rocks. Click on the merch store link. Get your limited edition Music Mafia Radio t-shirt this go-around featuring the Black Cadillac Kings. Limited edition, which means I believe tonight is the night I end that. So if you haven't gone over there and got one yet, you better hurry. You better hurry because you don't have much longer. Let's see here. All right, I'm running a little bit later on stuff than I wanted to tonight. I apologize. It was due to technical difficulties earlier in the show. Blah, 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 blah. You guys all were there to experience that, so we don't have to go through it again. But I do want to introduce to you the second of the bands I wanted to introduce to you tonight. You guys are going to like this one here a lot. I can almost guarantee it. This is the Cliff Wheeler Band with Vicious Cycle.
Up in the morning, bleary-eyed, don't know where I left my ride. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. Late again, they'll let me go. Blew my cash, I'm out of dough. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Living in the grave between right or wrong, that troubled road. flow. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. Living in the gray between right or wrong, that trouble road leads on and on when you ride that vicious cycle. Daddy used to say, the better the rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Sorry, Mom, can't live that way, 'cause round and round there's hell to pay when you ride that vicious cycle. Enough, can't get you fill of that wicked stuff. Oh, it's a vicious cycle. When the bottle seems like your best friend, you know you'll never see the end of this vicious cycle. Living in the gray between right or wrong, that trouble road goes on and on when you ride that vicious cycle. Oh, I live this vicious cycle. Oh, get off this vicious cycle.
This son of North Carolina has been a journeyman player for nearly 4 decades. 4 decades, Jose. That's almost 400 years. 4 decades. He's played venues, huh? Oh, 40. No, you're right, 40. Whew. That's right. Nobody lives to 400 anymore. 4 decades, and he's played venues from coliseums to theaters to clubs to backyards across the state and the Southeast, and it's all been good. Cliff began his musical journey playing bass with the hard rock band Night Air in the early 80s. A converted guitarist, he quickly learned to love the lights of the stage. Always the songwriter, Cliff wrote all of the lyrics and helped with the arrangements for this band's original songs. After a few years, Night Air had run its course. Meanwhile, Cliff had met a guitarist new to the North Carolina music scene, Gary Orlando. The two joined forces to form MZ Dangerous and several bands thereafter, including Synergy, and again, Cliff wrote the lyrics, and the two together wrote the arrangements. The bands, including this combo, thrived and found themselves opening for national acts passing through the region and garnering interest from record labels. In the early 90s, Cliff and Gary began to go their separate ways musically, and Cliff returned to his roots doing one-man acoustic shows with Gary joining him occasionally. The two reunited in the late 90s for a short run with Cliff's newest musical venture, Twister, an alt-country band. Although the band met with modest success at the club level and released an EP, it didn't last and was likely ahead of its time. Following the end of Twister and being a new husband and father, Cliff took a hiatus from performing and writing. Meeting Robert Watson several years later changed that. Cliff and Robert began performing as Watson Wheeler, doing acoustic shows, which they still do today, and also with a full band as the FOG Blues Band, a blues rock band covering Texas, Delta, and Chicago blues. Cliff's time with the FOG reignited the fire to write that had been smoldering for nearly a decade. That's not 100 years, Jose, 10. In the summer of 2016, Cliff went into seclusion on Oak Island, North Carolina for 10 days, and the songs on Wheeler are the result. Choosing the musicians to record Wheeler was an easy decision. This is a band of brothers. Here they are again, the Cliff Wheeler Band with Judgment Day.
Chapters of